So it looks like Super Saiyan Ryu has responded to me after I made my community post of me claiming that I beat him in a debate, and I'm going to address all of his points because I feel like they're very silly, and I have the right to make this claim that I beat you, so let's just go over it. Now, for some context for the people that don't know, I recently made a video about how I debunked Ryu's video of Super Saiyan Vegito being stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because I don't believe that shit is true, and I think you're spreading misinformation, because we're in the Big 25, and there's no way you actually believe this, but sure, man, that's pretty crazy, though. So the first point he makes is that I never asked to debate him. I mean, sure, man, you have that, but we were going blow for blow in arguments with entire paragraphs of each other trying to debunk one another. So you could say it was like a debate. So who's to say that you're right, that you never agreed to debate? Because we were technically going blow for blow. We were addressing each other's arguments and stuff like that. So at bare minimum, we were having a discussion or we were arguing with each other. Like, I don't care how you think it's formatted. We still went into a disagreement with one another and we talked about it. Also, there is no fucking way in hell that I'm a chicken. I put the fucking debate on live. There were many people that were watching this thing go down in real time. So who's to say I'm a chicken when everyone was watching the thing happening and they were making their own conclusions or opinions based off what they saw from the debate, and the majority of those people thought that I won. The next point he goes out to say is that he disagrees with my interpretation of this scan from V-Jump that confirms that Super Saiyan 4 has the strongest body in history, and gives a bunch of different interpretations. But here's the problem. These interpretations don't even work at all, because the thing is, the characteristics that are being described are in an entirely different paragraph from the one that says the strongest body in history. They literally are completely separate. How, in any way, does that have any correlation to each other? No, it doesn't. They're straight up saying the strongest body in history, not Goku's strongest body in history. They're saying the strongest body in history. Ryu, please, you need to understand linguistics. There's no way it can get any less vague than that. You put your effort into your arguments here and you failed. It's that simple. Now, just to give you guys a recap, I'm going to explain a few things from the debate that I had with Ryu, and I'll explain why his arguments are just straight up wrong. So when I brought up the strongest body in history, that specific scan or like picture, whatever, right? That guidebook statement. Ryu tries to make the counter argument that since Super Saiyan 4 gives the user a new body, which the scan doesn't even say, by the way, then Super Saiyan forms can also give the user a new body. So therefore, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 are new bodies, and we haven't seen those quote-unquote bodies in history, so that doesn't account for Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. But let's say we do take this interpretation as true. This would fall under a hasty generalization fallacy. Just because Super Saiyan 4 quote-unquote gives the user a new body does not mean that you can account that for other Super Saiyan forms. That is literally a hasty generalization in the flesh. There was no basis to even say that. He basically said that just because the scan quote-unquote implies that changes equals new body must mean that the changes of other Super Saiyan forms give the user a new body. Yeah, that is just literally not how it works. More importantly, if we look back to what I just said a minute earlier in this video, I mentioned how it's not even mentioned that the user gives a new body, because it literally doesn't. There's nowhere in the scan where that's even implied. The reason why it's referring to body in this context is because Super Saiyan 4 now gives the user back to his adult body. It's not a new body. It's not anything like that. It just reverts Goku back to his adult body. So that's literally it. That's why that statement is even there. That's why that change is present with the whole bodies thing, because it gives Goku back his adult body. It's not a new body. So you're already misrepresenting what the scan even says. And for your third point, yeah, you are right. I did say that. And I did say you don't have to respond to the debate. That could literally just have been ended there. In a debate, you don't have to respond to anybody. That's not an obligation. So if you don't respond to somebody, if you don't address their arguments, then you don't win. You basically lose, but you just didn't decide to do that. But hey, I'm not saying I won simply because of the concept of you not responding, but rather the fact that your arguments are contradictory and don't even make sense. I'm just viewing it from only the things I have seen within this debate or discussion. I don't care about how you interpret it. What you have presented to me in this debate is not logically sound in any way whatsoever. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is just stronger, bro. And that is purely based off what the scan says and not some other interpretations that you've given out which aren't logically valid in any way. And for your fourth point, you don't have to concede to lose a debate. That's not a necessity. You don't have to admit that Vegito loses as the only way for me to say that I won. That's not how that works. If you have an argument that contains contradictions or is illogical and doesn't work in any way whatsoever, then it doesn't. That argument doesn't work. And so therefore it's not valid. And my arguments were used to debunk yours. It's quite simple. I'm basically arguing only from the things that have been seen, not because of silence from you. That's a different interpretation for how you think I viewed the win here. That's not how it works. You just had really bad performance and you didn't perform well against me based off of the feats that you've shown within this entire debate. And I told you that you don't have to respond to me, and you didn't. But that doesn't make this debate any special from any other debate. You're not fucking obligated to respond to someone on a stupid Discord debate. That applies for every single Discord debate. You're not forced by God himself or some police officer or some lawmaker to debate someone. Like, you don't have to. We have free will. And again, I'm not arguing purely based off the silence from you, but rather by the fact that you did not address those contradictions properly, and that is the basis for why I think I beat you, because you did not address those contradictions, not because of the silence from the debate. And yes, I do know about the multitude of comments saying, Zeta, why are you aggressive towards Ryu? Why are you this to Ryu? Why are you that to Ryu? And here's the thing, what you guys are not understanding. Because the thing is, right, Ryu has basically been downplaying GT for years. And I think that I have the opinion to be rightfully upset about that. Because, I mean, we're all on the internet. We all have the free will to have our own opinions. And I feel upset that he's having this atrocious downplay and misinformation that if you could just read the guidebooks or understand some context clues a little bit, you'll end up figuring out why it's not true. And this is especially made the case with the agenda shit that's in his videos. Like, let me just show you.
Even if he and Vegeta fused, they would not have stood a chance against suppressed Beerus. Of course, their only reference to the power of them fusing was Vegito at the time, so it is reasonable to say that they were referring to a hypothetical Battle of Gods era Vegito. Sure, he may have an idea of his theoretical power at full power as Vegito, but that's not relevant to him feeling Vegito's full power, as he objectively has not, since Vegito never uses it.
What you just saw there is an agenda. That's straight hypocritical. Like, he says that Battle of Gods, Goku scales beyond Super Saiyan 3 Vegito, but magically Super Baby 1 doesn't because, oh, Goku doesn't know his full power. But magically, for Battle of Gods, that's the case? Yeah, that's not fair in any way whatsoever. And that's why, in my opinion, I have the right to be upset at Ryu specifically, because his entire channel, well, I wouldn't say his entire channel, but his channel against GT is an entire hypocritical, contradictory agenda. But yeah, I just wanted to clear up the whole false, fake allegations for my discussion with Ryu, and that's all I got for this video. See ya.